Hey guys, I'm back. I didn't break too many laws to get to the store and back. I have redone his little leg, and we are back in business. It looks really good and it's really clean. Took me literally all of probably about a dab of the just straight nail polish remover, and he is back in business. We are back in business. So I've already taken the liberty, like I told you I was going to do. I've got one for the molting and one for the veining. Well, one for the red and one for the blue. I have already taken the liberty of. I literally took a tiny dab. If you can look on there where the blue starts, and dabbed it in the water, and it's already like a really dominant color. So again, we are going to really have to pay attention to where we're putting things, etc., etc., etc. And we're going to take our nice little paintbrushes and go to the teeniest, tiniest one we can find, which is I'm actually one step up from the teeniest, tiniest, and we're going to do our little stuff on each limb like we usually do, and be very, very careful. We still want the coloration, but we know what this color can do. So we got our dry thing right here, right on hand, and we are going to get the dabbing. Alright, we got that one, this one. Okay, I see it and don't see it, and I think that's probably actually a good thing. We see it and don't see it. I may end up putting like a more of the blue in there, but we shall see. Now that we have tipped off our little nose, oh, we gotta do the veins. Okay, veins. I'm dreading this. So, but here we go. We definitely don't want a dominant color on our veins. I see a vein, and like this is really wild. Like this vein is like really already kind of dark. Like, I mean, we're there. Like, so if we put any more color on this vein, it's going to be more like a painted on line than a vein. So that's always a good thing. So, and of course, we're going to carefully dab it off while we still have while we still have time before it gets dry, because we know it dries really quickly. But we are going to get some more veining going. Go be a little bit more bolder with our veining. Put one here. And I know I skipped a step, but I'm trying to while I have the brush in my hand, going ahead and get the veins in. Really liking the way they're turning out too, to be honest with you. It doesn't hurt that this brush is like super the right brush. We got a vein going in the back of its leg. I'm almost hoping that it's gonna get darker. That's how nice this vein looks. That'll be really awesome. But if it doesn't get any darker, we're still good with the vein. Put one there, and we drying it off. That's how that one's looking. That was really good. We're gonna put a little vein here, right on its little ankle thing. Anywhere you think you would see a vein or want to see a vein, of course, it's the same concept. Everywhere you think you want to see a vein, put a vein. Just remember, the blue does stain, so wherever you put the vein is where the vein is gonna live forever and ever. And we, I mean, I like the veins, but I kind of like going through the dolls after I've painted them and everything. You go, oh man, look at that vein on there. Oh, look at that right there. I see that vein. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty happy with where we put some veins on the baby. I can see them and not see them, which is really kind of what you want. I am going to kind of go back over it a little bit. That's the other upside to this paint drying so fast, is that before I put this lamp down, I'm actually going to know how this vein is going to look on this baby. So we've got some pretty good ones going for their veins. I'm not gonna fail. These veins look really kind of good now. If they withstand being painted over, which don't forget we still have some layers to go, they're gonna look really good. I'm gonna reinforce them one more time. I think. Ever had something like knocking on the door to right where you want it, but I want it to really shine since they're really nice. I want them to really have some like we want it to like go up his leg and fade and be on the back of his leg. We want the mom or the daddy, you never know, to see the vein and go, wow, yeah, look at that vein, look at that vein. Now here's where it gets scary because we do want to milk this baby, but we do not want the disaster, the the skin disaster that happened to our baby with the blue. So we're gonna say a little prayer and hope for the best. But we are going to do something different, which we should do anyway. I'll take a dry paper towel, lay it down, so that we can dab the paper towel first before we dab the baby. And like I said, this color is like super wet. Like when I say I probably will be able to do about 100 dolls with this blue, and I am not exaggerating. And with the molting, I mean with the red, yeah, I'm not exaggerating. This will last us forever. Skin tone, yeah, even with the skin tone, we can probably get about 20 or 30 babies done, of the small ones anyway. And we're just going to dab. And we dab, and we dab, and we dab. And we just want to see how bright this blue is getting. And I am not seeing blue, guys. Not seeing as much blue as I was scared I was going to see. So what we're going to do, I'm going to dry it off so we're not reinforcing it, but we are going to come back with our blue. Come back with our blue and pray we don't mess up with the blue. But I really don't see blue. I see kind of the pinkish color still. So here we go. Round two with the blue. Just light dabs. No heavy dabbing. There we go. There we go. Alright, now I see some blue. Now we see some blue. That's all we want to see. Just a little hint of blue. And like I said, this dries like fairly quick. So if you see a mistake, you need to catch it right there. Because once you get to the top of this leg, the bottom has already dried. But I am seeing blue where I want to see blue. So we are in the business. We are in it. We are in it, guys. We are going to get some more paint on our brush and go for it again. Just straight. And this is like a blue too. It's not playing with you. It's like straight blue. It's it's kind of too blue for my taste, but we're gonna see what it do when it dries. Again, we this is all a test run, but it looks like it's gonna dry pretty decently, and you can barely see this blue. Yeah. And I guess that's a good thing, but I honestly like the veining is darker than the molting. The veining is definitely darker than the molting. I think it's too watered. All right, so against my better judgment, We are going to get some more blue in that blue. I'm not seeing the blue I want to see. So we're going to just take, like literally as you saw, just a little dab. Hopefully not mess this baby up. I'm going to get some watercolor, get it watercolor consistency. And the next well over. So we have one that's really watery and we have one that's a little bit thicker in consistency. And we will be alternating between the two. But if the sponge is almost white, so I'm thinking that's a little too not where we want it. Okay, so now it's a little darker, but it's still kind of, it's a weird blue, guys. It's almost like sky blue. All right, so we're gonna start again at our feet. Okay, there we go. All right, now we actually see blue. Like I said, it dries super fast, so if you're not liking it, this is gonna be the time to take it off. Tone it back, rather. That's what we were looking for. I knew we were missing something that to this puzzle that we needed to make it pop, and that was it. It was not blue enough. It was blue in there, but it wasn't where we wanted it. So we got that in there. We're gonna get the molting all the way around, just like molting. And because it's drying super fast, we are gonna be able to see that molting almost immediately, which is cool. Which is really cool. I can dig on that because you kind of hold your breath and wait for the oil to dry, the heat set to dry rather. So and then you go, don't like it. Oh, okay, I do like it. But being able to see it like immediately, almost immediately, is really kind of cool. And even though we want it blue, we don't want it like dominant blue. So we're gonna take our time. We don't want the baby to look bruised either, but we do want the baby to have some molting. And the blue gives it the illusion of like the veins and stuff. So, all right, that's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna look at it one more time, one more again. Got some veins. Sure, veins are kind of still popping. I see you, little vein. I see you, little vein. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. What I am not going to do, I am not going to do the little dabs on the toes only because they didn't look like they were picking up for me, like where I wanted them. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time doing that to figure out why my phone is like not going to sleep. I know that was such a random thing to say, but it's not. It hasn't went to sleep in almost like 40 minutes now, which is gonna kill my battery. That vein was so dark. It was almost scary dark. I'm gonna do that one again. It was more water than vein too, so it wasn't what we wanted. Uh, see if we can't get it to kind of like fade in. There we go. All right. And I know I get quiet when I'm painting because it's like I want to like focus on the doll. So bear with me. I do get quiet because I'm trying to focus really hard where I'm going with it and where I'm going with the colors or what have you. So that's why I get quiet. But I'm just trying to perfect these the little small details that make the doll look so good and so realistic that so when the people buy the doll, they're like, oh, this doll looks so good. They're saying you have to do a double take because I forgot it was a doll. Um, that's what you want. That's what you want every single time for every single doll. You want them to have to double take the doll. Like I said, we're kind of letting the veins appear naturally. No forced veins in this kid. And his foot is a touch wrinkly, so putting veins on him becomes a challenge because his foot is curled up on us. It's like, yeah, I don't want that vein there. We see some pink. We're going to see if we can scrape this scrape. Uh, uh, do this. I'm gonna dry off our excess blue that we don't want. All right, that's way better. I think I've figured it out, guys, with the blue. You gotta be a little bold, so two dips, not one. And I think that's gonna put us right where we need to be as far as it being dark enough without it being too dark. And we definitely knew it wasn't dark enough when the thing was turning white on us instead of blue. Gently dab, gently dab, gently dab. You just want the blue to pick up, but not overtake the doll. If you got so much blue, it's overtaking the doll. You've got too much blue. You really do. Hey, that kind of almost, no, I didn't rhyme at all. And we take the doll, to go up the leg slowly, paying attention to where it is. And like I said, it dries super fast, so make sure that you're drying it as you go. I mean, dabbing it, checking it as you go. Don't get ahead of yourself because you will get too much blue on your doll. And like we know, the blue is not forgiving. The other colors are kind of forgiving. You can kind of play them off as to why they're there in excess. The blue will not do that. It will look like it has a sign going, hey, hey, I'm a mistake. We don't need or want mistakes on our baby. We just want nice little blue, hint of blue rather, hint of blue. So we want. And the molting, we want all the little craters. So what the blue does is creates an illusion of a vein on your baby, like a lot of veins on your babies. Okay, this little hand is giving me leave me alone. So we are not gonna fool around with this hand too much. We are gonna put a vein here. Kind of like disappears over there. We're gonna reinforce that one because that one actually turned out pretty decent. Kind of goes up her arm. Then we're gonna put a vein here that kind of connects with the vein here, like that. So she's got some veins going on her hand. Try to get it to crawl between her right between her finger and her I can't talk today. Right between her finger and her where her thumb goes in. So it looks like it's kind of like going around. About to mess up. No, we're gonna give her a little vein coming. Our veins are there, so we're gonna give her a vein. Him. I'm gonna keep him a boy, even though I keep saying her. It's a boy. It's a boy. Little vein, just a little random vein coming up his arm. There we go. Up his arm. So it looks like he's kind of like he's a veiny. Well, he's gonna be a muscular little kid when he grows up. I'm gonna put one little random vein right about there. That's a good place for a little random vein. Looks like he's kind of flexing on that arm anyway. So when you do that, your veins kind of pop up on that side, and then we want the veins to look like it's popping up on this side too. Then we do our mounting again. We may have to add a little more blue to it, just a little dab more. We only have like two more parts to go with the blue. but we do want to keep the same consistency, and we do not want him to be over blue anywhere. So we lightly dab and we lightly push in, push out. Kind of like show up and then we leave. All right. Like I said, I forego putting the blue on his fingertips, on his fingertips, on the bottom of his fingers, like I usually did. And that is because I am probably I'm thinking that it's going to look wrong. What I'm looking for is not going to show up. So instead of making that step when I'm pretty sure it's not going to look right, we are going to just omit it. And possibly not on the bigger babies where I have more room to kind of see what I'm doing and work with, we may come back and do it. But for these little ones, we're not gonna do that. And we take his other hand. Now his other hand is the one I was telling you, the one I really like. His little give me some love hand. That's what we're gonna call it. The give me some love hand. And we are going to do the same thing. Gonna throw some veins. Kinda like here, maybe. Just a little wild vein going. A little wild vein action going on. Again, pay attention to where it lands. Don't be afraid to remove something while you have time, before time is no longer on your side. I'll put some veins. He has like a natural little digit right there, and we're gonna have the vein follow it. And we're gonna have that vein connect there. So we're gonna put a vein here where his little digit is, kind of like a little dip in his hand, like he if he had it flexed out, it would appear, but not really. Then we have a vein that's gonna come around here. But what we want is, because the way of his hand, we do want to kind of like pop those veins out. Like I said, our kid is gonna be a little muscle baby, so that's gonna be cute. It will come back and reinforce this vein, and we will give him one coming right above his little, where his elbows and stuff kind of catch each other. Those look really nice. All right, you're going to come back and reinforce those veins. Like I said, I'm kind of loving the fact that it's drying, so I actually get a good glimpse of where the veins are drying and where I need to kind of touch up on it. And if I can follow the path that I made, we get really good veins. We get really good veins. All right, I like that. Okay, one thing I've learned is don't be afraid to go on and stop painting and go on to something else. Don't linger on stuff. You don't have to do that. Now, here's the other thing that I'm kind of worried about is doing his face, because where I put the vein, the little bluing, I'm wondering how well it's going to actually not take, but how well it's going to look. Like, is it going to look forced, or is he going to look like really good with it there? More natural, I should say. I may have to put some more blue in here for real. And even if I do, we're literally only up to 3 dips into it. Yeah, I'll put a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Like I said, this is gonna last us $4,000. maybe $1,000, because you definitely do not need a lot of paint. And they're like, put flame retardant on. I'm like, I'm not really sure how exactly you expect me to not flame retardant. I'm sorry, paint retardant on this to slow it down. And I'm like, to me, it looked like the paint was hard and sped it up, but I could be wrong. But I don't know how you're supposed to put a tenth of the paint retardant when you're only using like a dab of the paint. So like you would only need a microscopic drop of paint retardant per doll, per color rather. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay. Oh, I feel really kind of confident with my blue. And we're almost done with the blue. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're really going to get this doll painted now. That's fun. Me, me, me. So, it's going to be a lengthy video, but you're going to get a whole baby, so can't beat that. That's crazy. Alright, so we want to make sure that we get that blue showing, but not showing. Now we're looking back at our other limbs and making sure that we do not have any blue parts that look like smack in our face. Now, for our little one, as you can remember, with our Caucasian fair skinned babies, they have a little blue spot right here, down in here, like on the tip of their noses, right above their mouth, right there. It's predominantly kind of like, I want to say it's like a bruising, but it's not really technically a bruising. It's just like a little mark, I guess. So when really this brush is actually too thin for what we need. So we are going to take our wider brush and we're just going to make it as dry as we can and do our dab, 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 dab. Like literally dab. And we want to immediately come back and dry this off. Little blue under their eyes. And what it does is gives them, especially with them being asleep, you really want that blue to kind of like it's a vein there. It's not a marking, it's a vein that kind of is real dominant on babies. Then when you come back with your red, it makes sense. It's just that they have that little spot on their face that's kind of blue. We're gonna do a little cheeky cheek. We can kind of be more generous with the little cheeky cheek because his little mouth is tucked in. So he's forcing the colors to pop out. And we're going to try to recreate that. And we're going to give him like a good bit of blowing under there. Just enough so that when we come back with the red, the blue isn't taken away. And we're going to come across this little eye one more again. Like I said, we're going to reinforce it, take it off, reinforce it, take it off. And it's looking really snazzy. Snazzy. That's a nice word, snazzy. If I say so myself, come back with a little more of that there. Way different from how we started this video, right? And we are going to, let me see if I can, not really, but you can barely see where it's at, where I have it emphasized. And we're going to put just a hint of that blue over his eyelids. Not a lot of it, just a hint of it. We're giving him some definition now. Detail, that's the word, detailing him. Detail the baby. Now we're going to take our skinnier brush and do some veining on our little fellow. He has a natural vein line that goes right here, as you can see, like the plates where his head has not closed yet, has not set. So he has some natural lines. So we're going to just reinforce those lines, basically, and see if we can't get some really. So we're going to follow the plate line on that vein. Literally follow the plate line. We're going to come back and draw that off. We don't want this vein. We don't want it to look like Frankenstein. No. Boom. I really don't think. Yeah, you can kind of see it. But that's what we want. We want it where you can kind of see. If you can kind of see it on camera, I can see it really well here in person. We're going to give him another. He has a fault line. I call it a fault. It technically is a fault line. While I'm not making the word up. He technically has fault lines on his head because the plates have not set. And if you know geography, that technically is the correct term. He has a fault line. So we got him a vein going through his fault line. And we're going to give him one more dominant vein just randomly on his head. Now, what these do is they blend in, plus he's going to have hair. But if the person kind of like digs through his head, they're going to see these little veins. And these are details that make your dog goes from, it's nice to, oh wow, you know. They also have a vein that kind of dances across their forehead. And it's like there, not there. It kind of goes down like that. I'm going to not wipe it first so you can see it. And then I'm going to blend it. Make them a little bit longer. Alright. Then we're going to blend it. When we do the molting and the, see if you can still see it. Oh, it went away. There it goes. When we do the molting and we do all the other stuff, it's really gonna look nice. I'm gonna give him one going down, kind of past his eye, kind of aiming towards his eye. Like it just barely there. Always remember with your veins, you don't want it to look like Frankenstein. You want it to kind of be there but not. So we do that. We put it right by his eye. Oh, you can see it barely. That's exactly what we need. And then we're going to do one that actually goes in opposite direction. So that the veiny part is showing, but it's not. It's like it's still coming towards his eye, but it's not. It's doing the opposite of what the other one did. Alright, I think that's enough veining for his little face. Now we will do our molting. And we will be done with our blue section already. That's crazy, right? So that's really wild, really wild. And we have a lot of blue left over. Unfortunately, next time we will attempt to use less blue. We're gonna have to get a feel of it, of course. But I'm not mad at all with it. With how much. And the phone's ringing. All right, hold on. All right, the phone's ringing. We're gonna have to let it ring. And we will call them back. I'm gonna call that. And we're going to continue with our blue. And we'll do our red. And I'm going to wrap this up. And I will come back with the finished baby in a little bit. Alright, guys. We had fun. We're still having fun. Let's see if we can get this. Now we're going to like do the same. We'll work on the lips. We'll do the same. And we will get the color. All right, let's keep going. Keep my color going. I'm not gonna stop the video, guys. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna stop the video. Let's see if we can't ask them. Can we call them back? Okay, I want to make sure we're not overdoing it with our blue because he's a baby. He's gonna have a lot of blue, a little bit everywhere, but we don't want him to dominate his face. Okay, that looks really good. So, blue. Let's see. All right. That's our baby with the blue. Now we're gonna come back with the red. So bear with me 1 minute. All right. All right, we will. All right, I'm trying to decide what to do. Okay, we're going to close the video yet again. And like I said, I will be back again. I probably will just record a video, finish up with a video, just record it, and then put it on here. But it's basically the same concept. We're going to do the red, same way we do with the other one. It's just a different color. And we're going to just a different type of paint. And then we'll do our detailing, and then we'll give it a little more flesh tone, and then we will see what he looks like with his little flesh tone and everything. Okay, I had fun hanging out with you guys. I know it's been a wild ride, but we made it happen. And we will talk with you guys later. And if you haven't hit that like and subscribe, and peace.